Alright guys, this is Carl and Adam.
And this is Questions with me.
So the first question I want to ask you today is about Australia and about your trip and getting that
Right.
mindset, even though it was about like 2 months ago or something? Month ago?
Month and a half.
So, I haven't got around to asking these questions yet, and I kind of want to know myself anyways, so the purpose for the video works out pretty well. What was your favourite thing while you were in Australia, and can you tell me a story about that?
Okay. I don't see that, man. I think probably the swimming in the sea with dolphins.
Yeah.
That was pretty exciting. The story behind that was I originally wanted to go for sharks, but it ended up they were like 3 hours away and I couldn't afford the trip. So
a massive jump between
it was
sharks and dolphins.
Yeah, no. Considering this is where I'm going, so I was like, I'm actually scared of water because I nearly drowned as an 8-year-old child in a swimming pool.
I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, I was pissing about with a beach ball.
Yeah.
And the pool was like that, and I just went straight down. Couldn't swim back up. So I got up in the morning, and it was about 6 o'clock in the morning. I had to get up, and we drove to the dock, and I waited about 40 minutes to get on the boat. And it takes you out to sea, and it was absolutely freezing. I mean, I know it's Australia, it was absolutely freezing first thing in the morning, like 7:30 in the morning, and eventually basically they drive the boat and they look for dolphins. They've got like 2 guys either side of the boat. They just do that, and the boat will eventually turn like that. You find them, and so they put us in all the wetsuits. And I'm scared of water, so putting this on, I mean, like anxiety sort of happening. I'm like, I feel sick, but and eventually there was a woman. We're in this queue to jump. Like they throw the ropes at the back of the boat, and then you jump in the water and hold on, and they pull you along, and you see all the dolphins. And this woman behind me says, she goes, "Have you done anything like this before?" And I just turned and went, "I'm scared of water. I've never done anything like this before." And she just kind of looked at me with this horrified look, like, "You just gonna? Are you actually kidding?"
Or are you a maniac?
So I just put me goggles down and then had to jump in. But it was terrifying jumping in.
Yeah,
like
I can imagine.
to do something like.
I mean, the ocean as well.
You know what? It was weird because I was by myself as well. There was no one else that I knew. But you know, I had to rely on the fact that I had safety gear and everything. So
yeah, exactly.
That was pretty fun. That's probably the most interesting story.
Sounds good. Following on from that question, what did you learn from your trip as a whole? Like, personally, what did you learn? Like, personal growth and things like that?
Probably that being scared of things is pretty pointless. And that when you eventually do it, it's not nearly as bad as you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
So, like, travelling 23 hours by myself through different airports and what have you, was pretty daunting when I woke up. Like, I remember I couldn't sleep the night before I travelled, and I was wanting to be sick in the morning.
I'd be exactly the same.
I was going to be sick in the morning, and
I'd probably pass out or something.
I think I almost did. I think I did on the plane. But no, like when you're scared to do something, like you get all these thoughts in your head of this is how it's going to be, this is how it's going to play out, this is how it could turn out.
It never ends up like that.
It never ends up like that. Like, but even if you tell yourself it's not going to end up like that, there's only it will still play in your head, and then you just got to be like, no, it's not going to happen that way. It's not going to happen that way. You know, I was even thinking the plane's going to crash, or like Samuel Jackson's going to come along going, I've had it with these motherfucking snakes, you know. But like it was honestly, it was more fun than scary to be.
Once you got past it, basically, yeah.
Like, it's pretty straightforward.
Once it sets in.
Yeah, I was worried about having to go through the airports and security gates and stuff, but you just follow the signs, get on your plane, and that's it.
Exactly. Unless
you're carrying fucking coke up your arse and a condom, there's nothing to be afraid of.
It's always the imagining.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen or how it's gonna happen. Because like what Les Brown says, like, fear is false evidence appearing real.
Yeah, it's not.
So
you come up with all these stories in your head of things that could happen, and they never happen that way. Like, I was scared
it's never gonna happen the way that you think it is. It never ever.
It's not gonna play out like that. You're not gonna die. You know, the plane's very unlikely to crash. It's very unlikely that you sit next to a guy with a bomb vest on or anything like that. You know,
exactly.
these really irrational fears that you have, but. Yeah, it kind of cemented more in my mind that, you know, being scared of these things is pointless and that.
Yeah.
It's not going to play out as bad as you think it is. It's never ever as bad as your fear makes it out to be.
Is that something you can kind of carry with you
Yeah.
now in future experiences?
Definitely. I mean, the skydive one.
That was another one. Yeah.
That was, to be honest, that was pretty terrifying.
That was like your first kind of
that was the
really
first comfort zone.
out of your comfort zone situation, wasn't it?
Yeah. But this trip to Australia, the best lesson I learned was that it's not as bad as you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's never as bad. It's scary, but it's not as
Exactly.
bad as you think it's going to be.
I find that I always play things up in my mind, and even though I know deep down that it's not going to be that bad, I can't stop my brain from going into like overdrive mode in these situations.
See, I think I've got a lot better. I think through different situations of doing that, you get a lot better at controlling your emotions, because you realise when you're scared, and then you stop and go, hang on, am I being stupid? And the answer all the time is, yes, I am being stupid.
Exactly.
I am thinking of this random shit that's not going to happen.
It's true, man. So following on from that question and kind of concluding this video, I just want to ask, like, how did you personally deal with those fears of travelling across the world by yourself for the first time? Like, all of the anxiety and the things that you were imagining in your mind and things like that. How did you control it? How did you deal with it? And how would you pass that on to the audience, whoever's watching, if they're in a similar situation or they're going to be in the future?
So if you're going to deal with something that you know you've got to do, because even though I booked it, it didn't hit me till maybe a week or two before I was going away.
I was like, you realise you're going away next week. You were like, oh, it's fine.
And then as you get closer, you'll find, like, you're never scared. Like when you play on stage or something, you always, it's fine up until like the night before, and then it just hits you that you're going on stage.
To be fair, like, shit, I'm really bad. It hits me an hour before.
Ooh.
I'm like, oh Jesus.
I know. But you know, like, going into it like that, I had two choices. I always narrow it down to choices and say, what choice do I have? Because I believe you always have some form of choice.
Yeah.
And my choice was run home and don't experience it. Cancel the flight and pay all the cancelling fees. Or just get on with it.
And probably have one of the best experiences of your life.
Exactly, but the thing is, it's like, if someone else that wasn't me did this, you know, they might start telling themselves all the things that, they might talk themselves out of doing it. They might tell themselves all the reasons. Like, I'm sure you've had
all
this
the reasons why not.
Yeah, you talk about all the reasons why you shouldn't do something and what have you, and eventually you talk yourself out of doing it.
Yeah.
But there's a good thing. I can't even remember where I heard of it, but it's the gun to the head.
Oh yeah,
I've probably mentioned that before. And it's like, what would you do if you had a gun to your head? And you'd probably do whatever you were told to do.
Exactly.
You know, so.
And you just ignore all of the fears and
well, you would,
and
because
you
someone's got a gun to your head.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't focus on all the things that could go wrong. Like, getting on the plane and stuff, I was like, right, where am I going to sit? How am I going to find my seat? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
it's like you worry about all of the tiny, insignificant things, yeah.
And then when you sat down, you think,
I'm here.
I'm just going to go to sleep now, fuck this. You know, I pretty much did. I slept for like 22 hours of the 24 hours of traveling. But, no, just don't overthink it in your mind. Just stop yourself from thinking too much. Stop yourself from overthinking a situation. Definitely. And look at it from a logical point of view. Like, ignore what your emotions are saying, because your emotions, they'll just fuck you up. But if you think logically, if you stop, take a second, think, and say, this is the situation I'm in, these are the choices I have, which one am I going to do? Exactly. Which one makes more sense? I had a choice. I could cancel it and go home, or get on the plane and have the best 3 weeks
Exactly.
So, basically, that's how I deal with it. I imagine I've got a gun to my head, and then I look at the choices that I have with this gun.
And just dive in.
And dive in, exactly.
And then, like you said, once you get there, once you've, what I've found is once you've arrived at some kind of situation, you're there, you know there's no way out, and you have to do it. And you kind of just automatically adjust, and you kind of automatically become comfortable with it, and you're like, what was I worrying about the whole time?
Well, I think there's also people that can't, like, it's all well and good saying, just get on with it, but there's some people that physically feel that they can't.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
And to be honest, a lot of those people are doing something that they actually don't want to do.
Yeah.
So, it's like, sometimes we're told that these things will make us happy, that these things will, you know, be good for us, but if we don't actually want it, we're just doing it because someone says we can do it, but really, we don't really want it, so we're going to stop ourselves anyway because we don't want it.
Oh man, you spilled it all over you.
It's cool.
We'll keep that in because it's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. Do you know what? I do something stupid in every video, don't I?
So, that's the 3 questions I wanted to ask you.
Awesome.
That concludes this video.
Did that pass?
You got 3 out of 3, mate.
Yes! Is that A plus or A minus?
A minus. So,
it's fine, you got a fucking F in your video.
hope you enjoyed this video and that you can take something away from the experience that Adam had and use that and apply it to your own life. I've been Carl.
And I've been Adam, once again.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.